G'day guys, welcome back to the Aussie Gooner channel, and I'm doing a happy review. I remember my preview, I said you never know what you're going to get, and I'm either going to be jumping for joy or shitty. Now, I expected a draw, we got a fucking win, but before we get into that, I got to introduce KG from the football capital. He's joining me today. How is you, KG?
Brother, I'm pretty good, man. I'm pretty good. I'm just glad that my faith, although I'm not an Arsenal fan, but my faith in Arsenal and the progress that they're making is sort of coming to fruition, because for a couple of weeks there it looked a little bit
Shaky.
nasty, but good result this morning for you guys.
Oh yeah, man. We definitely needed this result. I was picking a draw. And to be honest, look, before I even get into it, I'm going to ask you straight up. This game, did you actually think, I thought draw, but did you, in honest opinion, as a neutral, did you think Arsenal could take something from this game? Seriously.
Look, I was along the same lines as a draw. I'm actually just checking my tipping comp as to what I actually predicted for this one.
Are we pissed off with Wolves again?
Yeah. Don't even get me started. Well, I'm actually more pissed at Brighton, but yeah, look, because look, the form wasn't convincing for Arsenal before today. What have I tipped here? You know what? Believe it or not, I tipped Arsenal.
You tipped Arsenal? No. Look at that, guys. Look at that. He tipped the Arsenal. He had more faith in Arsenal than I did. Bloody hell! Hang your head in shame.
I don't blame you though. I don't blame you for the obviously, again, you know your team better than I do. But West Ham's been one of the promising teams of the competition. So I think maybe I would have went with a thought, and I'll put those tips in a couple of days ago. But I probably would have went with a thought that you've had a changing captain. Your fortune is changing slightly. West Ham, I think I was probably thinking it's a midweek fixture. Don't know how their squad's going to rotate. So probably that's why I went with the Arsenal. But I don't blame you for going for a draw, because, deep down, they're two teams that I think are probably at levels with each other.
And you know what? That's close to facts. I mean, I honestly saw West Ham being in some decent form, being that they beat Liverpool, they knocked Chelsea. That's a statement in itself. Of course, the last couple of games have been hard. The Brighton game, the Burnley game, but those are two teams that are tough regardless. It doesn't matter if it's Manchester City or West Ham or Liverpool. It's hard to get points when you go to Burnley. You know how they play. Park the bus, hit you on the counter, and even Liverpool struggled. So that's why I looked at that and I went, you know what? That's a fair enough struggle there. That was a game where West Ham dominated. In this one, though, it was the exact opposite. Now, off the kickoff, right? Now, I remember watching it from the first half, and you know me, I'm always screaming, we need to hit the gas, and we need to hit the gas from the start and not let up. It was a good first half of Arsenal pressure and complete dominance. I mean, apart from a corner and a shot from Fornals, which was a nice curl but was wide, West Ham had sweet fuck all happening in this game. We had the ball, we just weren't creating. I mean, did you saw that? I mean, what did you think? Did you? I mean, you saw the press. You saw the pressure that they were under. I mean, I was saying goals coming.
Yeah, look, I watched the replay in this one, so I knew the score before I watched it. But when I was watching the game, I thought, oh, geez, how have Arsenal waited so long to get their first goal? I just thought maybe it was a 1-0 lead into the half or something like that, because historically, when I say historically, I'm talking about this season's results. Yeah. You guys always start strong and then dip a little bit.
Yeah, that's right.
I thought you guys might have taken the lead 2-0 early and seen out the win, but it was the complete opposite from a scoreline perspective. But man, you guys did a lot of good work. I think pressing West Ham and not really offering them their opportunities. I actually thought that shot from Fornals was a great shot, narrowly wide. Although Ramsdale probably would have got a hand to it anyway. But they did look, when they had their opportunities, they looked like they could have converted, but they were very limited. It was always
angle.
I have to pull off a shot here. Yeah, it wasn't like a gimme in front of goal. It was always something from outside the box where it would have to be something special to beat the goalkeeper. And from an Arsenal perspective, you shut them down.
Yeah, I mean, Antonio in this game, apart from fouling players, he was nowhere to be seen. And in that first half, like I was looking at that first half and then screaming and yelling. I was doing the watch along with Egal, so I kind of lost my shit a little bit here and there. I was kind of calm though. I tried to keep it. I kept it down. A little bit of that. And it took us, like, this is what got to me. It took us 40 minutes for us to say, stuff this, we're going at you. It took us about 41 minutes. Like, it was ongoing pressure, asking questions, but not really pressing them to the point where they were scared. But in the 40th, I remember seeing it, and it was out of nothing. It was Lacazette. He's on the right wing, right? And he's like, the work rate from Lacazette in this one. Fucking hell, man. And his link-up play, but I'll get into that later. He gets the ball into Saka on that wing. It's a 1-2 between Saka and Odegaard. Saka puts it through to Granit Xhaka. Horrible shot. And then gets knocked out to Tini, and he has a blast from outside the box. And I'm like, oh, fuck, this is going. And Fabianski just fingertipped it. And I'm like, wow. And I go, here we go. Because I don't know if you saw that, but when I saw that, I thought that's West Ham's first warning.
And that next 5 minutes, though, was just Arsenal. Because there was, I think, just followed by that was the Lacazette shot, which was saved. Martinelli puts it wide,
just narrowly,
but it was like just Arsenal just kept coming for that next 5 minutes, and that's where I was like, oh, okay, they're going to get a goal here. They're going to get a goal, but came half time and it was 0-0. But definitely the more assertive team, definitely the team that was looking like they were going to get a result, where I thought West Ham was just maybe hoping a little bit more than actually playing to their strengths. They weren't, whilst they would have had a game plan, Arsenal didn't allow them to play it, and that was the end result. The end result was, for that first half, whilst it was a bit of going back and forth, Arsenal finished strong. And dude, man, like we spoke about it a couple of times about Orba, Lacazette, man.
Link up play.
A different man. That, like, I know we'll touch on the goal for Martinelli in a second, but far out, man. That's some ball.
Bro, remember, I've been saying, I don't have a striker who scores goals. That's Aubameyang. He's a guy who scores. Now, he's off form. So if he's off form, he just needs to sit down for a bit. I'm not going to get into the captaincy thing because I've been into it for weeks. I was screaming, he doesn't need to be captain for a long time. I'm not getting into it now. That's old news to me. But I looked at it and said to myself, Aubameyang isn't firing right now. And if he's not firing, he's not bringing me anything else. He needs to have a seat. And the one thing with Lacazette, I was always saying, his link-up play is really good. His work rate is really good. He was back defending. He was attacking. Lacazette played out the skin, and he had the captain's armband in this one. And I think he was more of a captain in this game than Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang has ever been in this game.
Yeah, look, it was. I'm not going to talk about that as well. I'm not going to touch on the captaincy, but you just saw what he did as just a striker, just as the front man, where he picked up that ball. He came in and picked it up, but his turn, he picks up that ball, he turns and looks straight at the defense and goes, well, I can either run at you, which he did multiple times in the game, or I can, shoot out wide, make my run in. And I think the biggest problem for West Ham was they had no idea what he was going to do. And he just changed it up all the time. Even, sorry to cut you off, but even that shot just before half time where he took the shot and Martinelli missed, he could have went left. Yeah. He could have went to his left and I think played in Tierney maybe, who was overlapping.
I think
ESR.
No, ESR wasn't in the first half. It might have been Tierney. It might have been, off the top of my head.
All I remember is when they showed the replay, he took that curling shot and then Martinelli missed, but they played a freeze frame earlier and they're like, he had an option on his left. If he just played the ball, you don't know if it's going to be a goal, but it just felt like he was involved. The guys around him knew that he was going to get them involved. And a lot more positive play going forward. Yeah,
it was great to see. And I think the reason why he was so effective was because West Ham are looking Bukayo Saka on the right, who had a first half where he was doing anything he wanted all day. They couldn't do anything to stop him. And I was saying to Egal, I go, all they can do is get physical, and they're not even doing that. Because they know they're going to get physical, you're going to get a yellow, then you're out of the game. So Saka was running amok.
West Ham played against United. I remember the United game. They just out muscled us. I remember Pogba getting out muscled. I remember other players getting out muscled. I'm like, damn, West Ham is playing rough. But they weren't given an opportunity to do that today.
No, like there were ballerinas in this. I was screaming out because they were diving. I go, look at these ballerinas, these kids. I go, how could you be proud to dive, literally dive to get a free kick? Like, you know, and it was shocking. But that first half came and went. And usually, like, you know, a team that has all that possession have been dominating the game, and to come in 0-all, it can either make or break you. Now, luckily, it wasn't the latter, because I was saying it to Eagle. I go, look, these guys are going to go into that tunnel. Moyes is going to be saying one thing, while Arteta's saying, you guys have got the ball, you got the possession, finish it off. You guys, you can do it. And, dude, what was it, 2 minutes? 2 minutes into the second half? It was about 2 minutes?
Yeah, 48th minute, 47th, 48th minute. But mate, that ball from Lacazette, I'm like, what vision to put it in between three West Ham players.
Yes.
Right? And Martinelli, credit to him, dude. Like, I know you've been talking him up for a while. He's finally getting a good run in terms of, actual appearances. He, you know what? Didn't think twice. He's like, I'm sprinting into that gap, and that is my gap, and I'm going to take that ball, and I'm going to put it in the back corner. And I don't know if it's an understanding. I don't know if it's just a confidence between Lacazette and Martinelli, but man, that is a nicer goal I've seen Arsenal put together for a long time. Like, in terms of how it just unfolded.
And the thing was, Arsenal have been playing either wing, right? It was the wing. And I'm always saying, in the middle of the park, we're not moving through the middle. We're not flowing. In this game, most of our success came through in the middle of the park. Like, that goal was a pass that went through the middle of the park to Lacazette, Martinelli.
From Gabriel.
Yeah.
From Gabriel. Yeah.
We cut straight through him, and I was like, and I was watching it in the first half, I was saying, look, we're going through the middle here. It was positive to see that now not just the wings, but we're travelling down the centre of the pitch. And I think that suits Lacazette because his hold-up play and link-up play is so well. And I saw the finish from Martinelli, and I'm not going to, but it was Henry-esque. The way he takes it onto his right, just curls it past the keeper, Dyson Lowe. Fabianski, it would have been, fingertips that he needed a little bit longer, and he could have got a hand to it, but it was just so tight. And
it was great finish. Great finish. Like, for me, shades of Marcus Rashford from a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
That's how he used to
actually, yes. Yeah, I remember that.
Corners, putting them just past the keeper. Not so much power, but accuracy.
Yeah.
And like,
pinpoint
to see that,
just dropping it there.
Yeah, man. If you're a football fan, regardless of which team you follow, you look at those goals and you're like, you know what, that's a nice goal. That's
precision.
Football wants to, and I used to be jealous of Arsenal a long, long time ago when they had that really flamboyant tiki-taka movement type. Even the goal from the other day from Arsenal that we commented on in Football Capital.
Yeah.
That's the stuff I'm used to. And then this was sort of, I know, less passing, but it was
direct.
Gabriel, Lacazette, turns, looks, pass, finish. So always good to see him in football.
Oh, it's wonderful.
Scores them.
It's wonderful to see that kind of football. And to be honest, it was direct. And that's one thing that Arsenal don't usually do, where it's direct. They haven't done it for years. And this was direct. It was literally, two passes and a goal. 2, 3, maximum 3 passes and a goal. And I mean, the finish was great. We go 1-0 up. And I was jumping for joy. Okay, I was like, that's a great goal. We need to build off this. And then it felt like for the next 10 minutes, we dropped the ball. Our focus dropped. I mean, I don't know if you saw it, but Odegaard put this ball in. It was like square. And it was the worst fucking pass in the world. And I think it was it Bowen? Yeah. Was it? It might have been Bowen who actually got onto the ball. Yeah, it was Jared Bowen. He gets onto the ball, right? Gets onto the ball. And then of course, Ramsdale, great save. And so, Odegaard's pass forces a save from Ramsdale. But once I saw that, I'm like, oh, guys, don't lose your heads. And then we saw, of course, one from Tomiyasu later on in the game where it was a header.
Was that? Yeah.
Did you see that where it was a header?
Was that the one where Xhaka lost the ball? That Odegaard passed to Xhaka. Was that the Odegaard to Xhaka?
It was an Odegaard. It was an Odegaard crossed the box and in about, I think it was around the 52nd, and it didn't even make it to fucking Xhaka. It was literally taken by Bowen. I think it was taken. I don't think it made it to Xhaka from memory. It was literally taken up by Bowen, and then it was bang top bins. Xhaka lost the ball later on. He was actually in possession, and he was stuck trying to figure out where to pass the ball. He could have gone left, he could have gone right, he could have gone straight ahead, but he took too long, and he got caught on the ball. And I was screaming, yelling, it's like, dude, you got to move. You got to be quicker than that. And that's one thing with Xhaka is he can slow the game down, but you don't slow the game down in your own third and just wait there, not realizing that you got boys behind you, dude. They're coming for you. Yeah. So, I mean,
that's the one I was referencing. I think
that was fucked.
He did have that moment,
and that was shocking.
But look, and to be honest, man, like you've got one of the most informed goalkeepers at the moment.
Yeah.
For a young lad, full of confidence. Very little's going to beat him this year. Like he will get beat.
Yeah, he has been.
It's going to take a capitulation, or it's going to take something special to beat him. Because there was a couple of opportunities today where West Ham had, and some of them were even deflections off shots, and he was swatting them away and stopping everything from going in, and it just builds the confidence, right? Like shoot from out there, no dramas. Our keeper's got it, but we're not letting you in here. We're not letting you in here and shoot. You're not shooting from in here. You're shooting from out there. Go for it.
Yeah, you got bodies in your way here. You got bodies in your way. You're going to shoot from outside the box. This guy can see you. And I think Arsenal fans, and to be perfectly honest, guys, you can comment, but I don't think any Arsenal fan has been this confident with their goalkeeper in the last, 11 years, 12 years, easily. I mean, even Leno was decent, but we were never 100% confident. The last time we were this confident would have been Jens Lehmann. That would have been, and I'm going that far back.
Yeah, you're right. Because even when
Chesney,
you guys signed Peter Cech as well. Like, I remember at the time everyone was like, "Oh, Arsenal's going to be strong."
It was a sticky tape move, man.
It was. He was towards the end of, or the back end of his career anyway. But it was still a formidable name to sign as a goalkeeper, right? Because one of the best that graced the Premier League. He was quality during that era. So I was like, oh, Peter Cech. But yeah, you're right. For a long time, Arsenal haven't had that goalkeeper that you can just rely on. And yeah, credit to the guy. Like wasn't he relegated to the championship?
Yeah.
You know,
he was done.
Speaks volume of him.
Yeah, and to be honest, this season, I mean, he's jumped straight into an Arsenal squad like he's been playing with them from not for minutes, but for months. You know what I mean? The communication between him and the defenders is good. I mean, apart from today where there was a bit of 50-50, but these things happen. Now, I'm going to get into the one thing that everyone's asking about: the penalty. Dun dun dun. Now this. I didn't think penalty. I screamed out, nah, there's not a penalty. When I first saw it, I saw, not a penalty. It looks like he got the ball, and that was when it was snap. But when I saw the replay, yes, he gets the ball, but his leg was high. Now, I saw that and I said to myself, it's not a pen, but because it's a foul in the box, all you can do is call a pen. There's not much more you can do. It's a foul in the box. What was your take? Because I looked, I go, his leg was high. I go, what do you do? Like, you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. Because that looked high. When you saw where he got Lacazette, he was right up there.
Yeah, I think from a neutral, the end result, I think, of that incident in its entirety, I think was unfair. The overall result, which was a penalty. Won a penalty,
second
and
yellow.
A send-off.
Yeah, it was second yellow, yeah.
So, second yellow. So, you're right, Steve. You're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. In terms of, was it a foul? I could have very easily have had looked the other way. I would have been like, you got the ball first, play on, right? I could take that approach if I wanted to.
Yeah.
That means no penalty. That means no send-off. But then, you could also argue, well, hang on, his foot was high. It was over the ball, right? So if you look at the contact of where he made contact with the ball, because that's what referees deem, right? If he, even if it was a front-on challenge and his foot was coming down onto the ball, if his foot hits the top of the ball, you're coming over the top, which is the problem. That's where the problem lies, the definition of where he makes contact with the ball. And I think in this instance, from memory, his foot continued to rise as well. Because
that's right.
He was on the floor aiming up. So if they said no pen, I would have been like, okay, cool, you got the ball first. Now that they've said pen, I'm like, okay, cool. I probably wouldn't have given the second yellow. I would have been like, is it a foul? Yes, it's a foul. But
meet them halfway. Meet them halfway. Meet the two teams halfway. I said meet.
Double jeopardy.
Yeah, I looked at it and I said he could have met him halfway, but then he gave him the yellow and I said, well, it's time to fuck off. But I also looked at it and said to myself,
But you can't argue it either.
no, you can't. It's hard.
Yellow.
Because if you're outside the box, right? Let's say we're not in the box. We're not in the box.
Red.
Right? If you're not in the box and that tackle was to go ahead, and it wouldn't be a penalty, but we all know it would have been a card. So that's where I think, fuck.
And it could have been a red if studs were showing.
If studs were showing. And so I looked and I go, he could have been fair and he could have said, pen, no yellow, I'll try to meet him halfway. But he's gone for the jugular and said, here's a bloody yellow and here's a pen. And I thought, okay, you're off. And at the same time thinking, oh, man, look, in all fairness, I'm an Arsenal fan, but I like fair football. I was upset at the time because I was watching those guys hit the deck and looking for free kicks. So I was like, well, fuck you. But when I looked at it, I went, as a defender, you should know better. You're going to put a tackle in like that? Yeah. Odegaard pulled a stupid tackle against United, cost us the game, right? You got to do better. 100%. And Odegaard's not even a defender. This guy's a defender. So...
there's so many levels to it, Steve. Like, there's more levels to it in terms of, was he denying a clear and obvious opportunity, right? Yeah, he was in front. Yeah, he was in the box.
He got the ball. He got the ball. That's the thing.
The ball, right? There's so many layers.
It's so much.
I think were West Ham hard done by overall? I think so, because maybe give the pen, don't give the red.
Yeah.
But you know what? This is football. It happens. There'll be games where Arsenal will be so unlucky, where something like this, a decision will go against them. Same with United.
Yeah.
Same with all the clubs, right? I think that it's not black and white. It's down to interpretation. And the fact of the matter is, the original decision was pen.
Yeah.
So they had to find enough in there to overturn it, which there wasn't.
There was too much going for the foul than there was for, Now,
when he makes contact, it's like, well, how are you going to rule against it?
Yeah, and especially where the contact was made.
Then it's a yellow.
Yeah. And that's why it's 50-50. So, unfortunately, Lacazette steps up, who's usually perfect with penalties, didn't put enough on it, and Fabianski, great save, read it well. Now,
great to keep his foot on the line too.
And I saw that. Well, he's off the line, and we looked. Oh no, he's on. Well done. Fabianski did well with that penalty. I think Lacazette could have done a bit better, but credit where credit's due. Fabianski, great save there. What I liked though, we missed a pen. They came back at us, but we didn't drop our heads. Arsenal, the previous Arsenal I've seen before, we missed an opportunity like that. Down you go, down into a shell. In this game, Arsenal didn't do that. Arsenal come back and it's like. Yes, West Ham start pressing back up, and then it's bang, we're coming back at you. And again, I started to see West Ham doing the same shit, trying to go down. It was constantly trying to go down Tierney's end, which wasn't working. And then, what do we get? We get Tomiyasu. Tomiyasu, the man that I said could have been, or might have been, a possible new Callum Chambers. I keep pulling myself off for that. I fucking keep fucking myself on this one. Gets the ball. I think who did he take it from? I think he come on as a sub. What's his name? I forgot his name. Anyway. But I think it might have been Ranrama. That's right. He's got that funny hairdo. He's got that blonde in his hair. That's right. He only come on as a substitute. That's right. We're looking at it. So he recovers the ball from him, puts it out to Saka. And Saka just one pass to ESR. And what was wonderful about it is ESR's tracking in, and the West Ham and Lacazette's onto his left, and West Ham are wondering, what the hell are we gonna do?
100%.
What do we do?
Literally what I was gonna say, because you got Lacazette running.
Yeah.
Who is this ball coming to this bloke, or is he gonna stay
mate?
There? And look, normal.
You'd think a pass. I was thinking he's gonna pass it. I honestly thought that's going to Lacazette, and then. This guy just makes a statement, much like Martinelli did when he came off the bench and said, watch this shit. And he takes a shot on the run, gets it underneath, between the defender's legs, so Fabianski can't see it, and Fabianski's just stuck there, rooted to the spot. It was a wonderful finish.
I'm telling you, no Lacazette, no goal there.
No way.
That run pulls the defenders away.
Exactly.
It's so important. And look, my rule has always been, especially as a I'm only an all-age coach, but it's always the guy with the ball. You have to go with the guy with the ball. He's the one that has possession right now.
Yeah.
Lacazette did such a great job to pull them away.
Stretch him a bit.
So dangerous to give him room, right?
Yeah.
And what better than to see the bloke, ESR, take the ball, run with it, realize what's happening, composure, shot. On target, goal. Even if it wasn't a goal, still on target.
Yeah.
Lacazette's done what he needed to do. ESR's done what he's needed to do. Saka did a great job getting the ball to him. It was another really good build-up play to what was going to be an opportunity for Arsenal. And great finish. Like, sometimes you just leave the goalkeeper rooted to the spot. It happens.
It was short and sweet, direct, literally. Give us that. Give me the ball, son. I had enough of this shit. Saka, ESR, Merry Christmas. Direct. Much like the first goal of Martinelli. Just direct, straight down the line. In this game, honestly, every single player pulled in a shift. Even Partey looked good. Granted, Xhaka fucked up once, but looked good in this game. Probably looked better than Partey, to be honest. But to be honest, my man of the match, and everyone's going to say Martinelli, this and that. I've got to give it to Lacazette. I want to give it to Lacazette. And everyone's and I know people are going to be like, why? I'm like, he didn't stop. If he wasn't attacking, if he wasn't linking up, he was defending. We got to look at the overall play, not just the goals. The goals were great, but Martinelli wouldn't get that goal if it wasn't for Lacazette. ESR wouldn't get that goal if it wasn't for Lacazette. Do you know what I'm saying? ESR would have had a harder time.
But coming in as captain
for
the match, right? Considering how long he spent on the bench and the whole situation, I think all of those actions that you just mentioned around the goals, plus everything else that he's did in the match, is enough to warrant the man of the match, because he I'm not saying he carried the team, but he lifted the team. He lifted the team to another level where they saw him working, where probably Orba hasn't been in that kind of form to display that kind of behavior.
Correct.
He has, and people just followed. And when you follow your leader and your leader demonstrates what needs to be done, that's where you get it. Very easily could have been, even a Saka, for example, or even a Martinelli. They could have got a man of the match. I think the most influential player this morning was Lacazette, because it just showed the confidence that the team had. He didn't stop. One other thing, I love when players can run at defenders.
Oh, yeah, it's good, isn't it?
The one thing I hate is sideways passes or neutral passes that go backwards. I love it when a player can take the ball, turn around, look at a defender and go, I'm coming at you. And that was probably the scariest thing about Henry.
Yeah, yeah.
If you think about it.
Yeah. He'd take on three players and it would be on. He'd get him.
Shit.
No.
Yeah, could not give a shit. He'll rip all three of them. And that was the most exciting thing that I used to love about seeing attackers run at defenders, the fact that they had the confidence to run at them, which was a young Marcus Rashford, a young even Greenwood from a United perspective. But
even Greenwood now, he's still got that in him. Like, if you look at him, I mean, in the games that he has played, and under Ollie, he was still pulling that shit.
Well, look, okay, maybe not Greenwood so much, but I know a couple of players like Martial and Rashford.
Oh, yeah.
Not the same players.
No, not anymore.
If you saw their first goals for the club, and I'm pretty sure they both scored like against Liverpool. Oh, no. Rashford scored a double against Arsenal on his debut.
Fucking prick.
Right, sorry to mention, but Martial scored, I believe, on his debut against Liverpool. And if you see their goals, they're running at the defense, but they're so used to this neutral play. Whereas I really love the fact that Lacazette was running at defenders, Martinelli was running at defenders, ESR for his goal running at defenders. Dude, if you put the defense under pressure, you're going to get mistakes like the penalty, because you're forcing people to make tackles in the box.
Yeah.
It becomes dangerous. I just love it. I love it. And that's why I think I've probably been on the Arsenal trending upwards bandwagon. I know we had a conversation with Prime the other day around, how have they improved? This is how they've improved. You guys are sitting fifth, I think, at the moment. After this morning's fourth. Yeah.
Yeah. You guys still have to. You guys have to play a game. And correct. I think it's Brighton.
But you've got your points. You've got your points, and you're fourth. And what more do you want? Like, you're sitting fourth for the first time in I don't know how many years. Leading into the break.
Yeah.
It's a good time to be an Arsenal fan, despite the hiccups recently.
Yeah.
West Ham's a big scalp.
Yeah, I thought so too. Honestly, I looked at West Ham and thought these guys are going to come at us. They got some great players in that squad. who disappearing act. I mean, the only player that I could give credit to in that game was probably Declan Rice. That was him, maybe Fornals, but that was about it. Work rate, his energy.
I think Fabianski did all right.
Oh, sorry. Considering, yeah, and even Fabianski, a good save from Tierney, a great save from that penalty spot. Yeah, Fabianski did do a great job there as well. The rest of the squad hang their head in shame because, to be perfectly honest, they did not show up. It was just they were playing an Arsenal that, obviously, after everything that's been going on, have come out to prove a point. It's good to see a bunch of young players, whereas when we had a bunch of older players that would have a similar sort of situation, their heads would drop. I'm seeing a bunch of younger players come in and saying, "No, we're taking this on." And with Lacazette at the helm at the moment as captain, whatever that may be, it seems that they're rejuvenated. They want to go in, they want to win these games, and they want to show up for the club. And I think everybody out there, whether it be an Arsenal fan or not, can actually see there's some desire and passion when it comes to these younger players. They're a little bit more devoted. And I mean, I can only see positives from this game. Hopefully, against Leeds, we'll get a win there. We saw what happened there just recently. Yeah, I mean...
You just never know with Leeds.
You saw. Before Manchester City, we're looking and going, my God, this is Leeds. And then Manchester City comes along and says, my God, this is Leeds. You just never know. You're right. Yeah, so God knows who's going to show up. But if we can get 3 points there, it'll be a great way to finish off a decent run and then hopefully... yeah, move on from there and hold on to fourth. But honestly, man,
see how it goes.
Yeah, we just got to roll with it. Yeah. It's all up to the other. Other teams have got fixtures. Man United and Tottenham have 2 games in hand. So,
Steve, I just want to ask you before we wrap it up.
Cool.
From an Arsenal perspective, right?
Yep.
How good is it to see a collective celebration of every goal in terms of the way the players reacted once the ball hit the back of the net? I saw the first one, Lacazette hands up, running around.
Yeah.
You've got Ramsdale does that run and that jump and the punch. It doesn't get the feeling isn't much better than that when you see that kind of reaction to scoring. You know what I mean? And taking the lead and playing for your club. I think that's where you can see the culture's probably changed a bit.
On the field, I've noticed that. And I remember when Gabriel scored just recently with that header, and everybody was celebrating. And I saw that, and I'm like, these guys are playing like a team. It's like team effort, team goal.
They're playing for each other.
Exactly, and that's positive. Yeah. And that's why Arsenal are being so effective at the moment, where everybody's doing a job. If Tierney goes forward, Jack is like, I'm going to come into your position. I've got you covered. And that's how you have to play. Not playing for your statistics. Right, and my stats, and my pass rate, and my shots on goal in a game, but I'm playing for the badge and getting to 3 points, and whatever I get when it comes to stats, I'll take, because end of the day, we need 3 points, and it's looking positive at the moment. To be honest, I don't know what kind of changes we're going to make in the next game. I had one more thing, and I was saying to the guys, what do we do with this ESR thing? Because we've got an Odegaard, we've got an ESR, we've got a Martinelli, and we've got a Saka, and these guys aren't playing too bad. Now, ESR came into that number 10 role, and it was phenomenal, but Arteta has an issue now with squad selection and who he starts and who he doesn't, and that hasn't been a problem for Arsenal for a long time, but as an Arsenal fan, I like that. I love having players that are on the bench, and we're like, geez, it'd be nice to have him start, but we don't really need to, but yeah.
It's a great problem to have. My only concern with that is that you need to make sure your manager gets it right. And I know that Arteta's a young manager. He's still, doing his trade, earning his trade. And he can either stuff this up royally by not getting it right in terms of how many minutes does each player get, making sure that the guys that are on the bench don't get cold because they're not playing, but also giving enough time to the guys that are informed to continue to build that momentum. It's a dangerous time, and a lot of people always talk to it's all well and good, but get to the other side of December, January before you start making any plans as to where you're going to finish in the league, because this is the congested part of the season.
Yeah, game after game, and we all know it's just non-stop. So it's good to have
injuries, quick turnarounds.
Squad depth is great. I mean, we're not in Europe, unfortunately, or fortunately, whichever way you want to see it. Hey, I mean, look,
probably better for you guys at the moment.
In our current position, and I was saying it for a long time, Borche knows it, I said we need to lose Champions League. I don't want European football, but I was saying this, guys, I was saying this 8-9 years ago. So, and I continue to say it, so it's my fault that it's happened. But at the same time, blame me. It's all good. I'll take it. But at the same time, this rebuild, whatever you want to call it, whether it be Arteta at the helm or anyone else, I'm not getting into that bullshit. It's not an argument to have. We've got no power over that. But whoever's at the helm now needs time with these younger players. We can't have an influx of games. We need to start focusing on the players that we have, the games that we have ahead of us, and hopefully we can build from this. And whether it be Arteta still in next year or not, I don't know. And if it's Aubameyang in or out, I don't know. But all I know is that these guys are working well together, and hopefully for the next month or two, we can continue to play in the same way. But yeah, bro, KG, look, honestly, man, it's been wonderful having you on. I couldn't be happier with this result. Seriously, man, like 2-0. I wasn't expecting it. Everybody who watched that watch along on Egal TV, you can check me out. I lost my shit, but I predicted a draw again. I want to give a shout out. Yeah.
Big call out. I actually remember now. My memory is being rejogged because last night was a long time between the game and my predictions.
What's going on?
I backed Arsenal in my multi as well, but Crystal Palace stuffed me up. So I was strong on Arsenal for this game.
But the Palace game stuffed you.
Yeah, a couple of quick fire goals before halftime sort of derailed that. But no, very happy to be on the show, Steve. I appreciate it. I'm sort of enjoying being right for once about Arsenal's progression during the season. And as a neutral, it's easier to say, right? As a neutral looking out in, it's like we expect Arsenal to win these games, but obviously somebody as passionate as yourself, you dig in, right? But great to get a result, right?
Oh, look, it's wonderful. I think it is harder for an Arsenal fan because we look at our players, we look at the style of play, and we're not going to jump on and say, oh, we're going to see a massive turnaround. Even after this game, it's great to get the win, but we still calm down and we wait for the next game and the next one because we want to see this continue. So, look, great win. It doesn't mean we're going to win the league or finish in fourth. It just means we got our 3 points when we needed them, and now we have to go again and just keep doing the same thing again. And then eventually, we'll see where we end up. You know what I mean? But look, honestly, KG, I'm going to give a quick shout out. Football Capital, as you can see, KG from the Football Capital. We do a wrap up of the EPL every Monday in Aussie land, and we'll be doing this one, so I'm going to be fucking feeling great. Hopefully, James Maddison has a fucking shit week. Madison.
I look for him to have a good week every time I message you.
I hate him. I hate James Maddison. I want to give a shout out to Egal from Egal TV. Also, I want to give a shout out to Warren's Team Talk. These guys, great guys. Have a look at their channels. They're worth having a look at. Honestly, you won't go wrong. And if you're looking for an Aussie version of the EPL wrap-up, trust me, Football Capital, you're going to see KG, you're going to see myself, you're going to see Sebe, you're going to see Borche, you're going to see a lot of people there, whether it be Prime, this, that, all of the above. So tune into the Football Capital for that wrap-up. But from the Aussie Gooner and KG right now, it's Arsenal, 3 points, sitting in fourth, and it's Uru, guys. Uru.